In the U.S. today, women make up 47% of the workforce, while men make up the remaining 53%.
If for the same work women only make 77 cents for every dollar a man makes, why don't businesses hire only women? Wages are the biggest expense for most businesses, so hiring only women would reduce costs by nearly a quarter, and that would go right to the bottom line. Don't businesses want to be profitable? Or are they really just bad at math? Well, actually, it's the feminists, celebrities, and politicians spreading this wage gap myth who have the math problem. Here's why. The 77 cents on the dollar statistic is calculated by dividing the median earnings of all women working full-time by the median earnings of all men working full-time. In other words, if the average income of all men is, say, $40,000 a year, and the average annual income of all women is, say, $30,800, that would mean that women earn 77 cents for every dollar a man earns. 30,800 divided by 40,000 equals 0.77. But these calculations don't reveal a gender wage injustice because they don't take into account occupation, position, education, or hours worked per week. Even a study by the American Association of University Women, a feminist organization, shows that the actual wage gap shrinks to only 6.6 cents when you factor in different choices men and women make. And the key word here is choice. The small wage gap that does exist has nothing to do with paying women less, let alone with sexism. It has to do with differences in individual career choices that men and women make.
Today's women are starting their careers with better education than their male counterparts. 38% of young women now have 4-year college degrees. But are males really being paid more? The gender pay gap in the United States has never been that significant in comparison to other countries. In fact, the biggest difference historically is that although women were more likely to graduate from high school than men, they were less likely to go on to college and graduate education. This means that females have the education and skill sets to hold the same occupation as males, and yes, while receiving the same pay. However, a vast majority of females in secondary schooling tend to choose fields that pay less. The gender pay gap is simply a gap defined by choices. Teachers on average will only make $30,377 a year. We now know that females are being paid less because of the fields they choose to work in. However, that's not the only reason. We have to take into consideration kids, family, as well as daily duties in and away from home. With all these contributing factors, it is easy to see why women are earning only 77 cents to every man's $1. It's not that we live in a gender discriminative period, but rather the choices we make. It's inevitable that men and women will make similar choices in careers. A recent study was conducted at Georgetown University to see what the best 5 paying and worst 5 paying majors were on campus. The study showed that males outnumbered females in 4 out of the 5 best paying majors on campus, whereas females outnumbered males in 4 out of the 5 worst paying majors on campus. You are the one choosing your own salary, not the gender wage gap. Studies dating back to 1963 show women made only 59 cents for every dollar a man made. As of today, we have seen this number rise all the way up to 80 cents. However, we still need to take into consideration all factors that make up our salary.